Hey everybody, it's Jason with MTG Masterpiece again, and this time I'm here to talk to you about basics of investing in Magic the Gathering. So, let's take a quick look at the difference between individual stocks or cards and mutual funds. What you would say is the entire set, or Kaladesh, or Return to Ravnica. The difference in investing in these products: when you invest in a single card, the risk of you losing your initial investment capital, your principal, is a lot higher than if you were to invest in the entirety of the set, because you're investing in the set as a whole. You're spreading out your risk and allowing yourself to have the gains of the entire set. If you own only a single card, when that card fluctuates in value, your entire principal or your investment goes up and down with it. But when you diversify and you invest in the entirety of the set, one card going up or down doesn't affect your capital investment as much as the entirety of the set. So as the entirety of the set going up or down as a whole. Now I want to talk to you about how supply and demand affects how the secondary market, Magic the Gathering, actually works. So when a set first comes out, there's literally zero supply in the marketplace. That is why sets are the most expensive at pre-order times. And that's why we should never pre-order cards, because you are purchasing it at a artificially inflated price because the supply is zero. There's no supply of this desired item, the cards. So if you wait just even 2 weeks after the initial launch of the set, the supply of the cards has a chance to actually catch up to the demand of those cards, and thus lowers the price. So here's the example of why we don't pre-order cards. If you look at Shadows of the Invertrad, you can see release date is here shortly after in April of 2016. The highest price of this set was before it actually released. So pre-release, as you can see, the hype here is building and building and building, and then as time goes on, the price is set. The price of the set clearly goes down. We haven't even been, 6 months here with Shadows out, and the price of the entirety of the set is going down. Now this price is based off of if you were to open up a box and literally sell every single card at market value. That's how this chart here is working, but it's a good illustration of why we don't want to pre-order individual cards at the highest hype here, because you're going to pay the highest price because the supply is not meeting the demand. Now, looking at a set that's a little older, we're looking at Battle for Zener Car here. Comes out in October of 2015, and you can again see that prior to its actual release, it was at its highest price, and as the time goes on, you see the price of the cards in the entirety of the set are losing value. So you have Battle for Zener Car out right now for just about a year, and you've lost, if you were to have purchased individual cards at the beginning when it was first released, you were paying $368, $350, give or take, if you wanted every single card in the set. Now, if you were to pay, you're paying $146 to get every single card in this set. this again is showing you that supply versus demand. The supply is the lowest when it first comes out, and we're continuing to see the price of these cards go down. That's because the supply of the cards has equalized with the demand, thus lowering the price. You see it increase a little here when Oath comes out, because the demand is artificially increased for cards as the standard meta is changed, and people looking for new standard decks are purchasing new cards that are coming from both Oath and BFZ, thus increasing the price of the overall set. And as you get further away from it, its popularity and the cards used in standard go down, thus the price of the entirety of the set goes down. Now, going further back in time, you again see when Khans first gets released that it is artificially overpriced just due to the lack of supply. Now Khans is out of standard, and it has been around for just about 2 years. 2 years, if we will see here, is probably about its lowest. Once Khans or a set has been around for about 2 years, you see it kind of bottoming out at its price, and eventually, if you were to have purchased pardon me, sorry about that, guys. So if you purchase Khans as a set, so you go out and buy a sealed box of Khans right now, you are probably purchasing it at its lowest. And you will see in the next slide here that at about 2 years is usually when a set reaches its lowest in overall value. So now here we're looking at Return to Ravnica. It comes out October 2012. So you come over here, you find October 2014, you find it's kind of right around a bottom here. You're finding that it's pretty much bottomed out. So if you purchased Return to Ravnica as boxes October 2014, you've kind of hit the bottom. It's going up a little bit and a little bit. Now, the problem with Return to Ravnica is when Wizards started printing the hell out of cards. There's still thousands upon thousands of unopened boxes of Return to Ravnica. So you haven't seen the same increase in price of a sealed box of Return to Ravnica as you've had with previous sets. As we'll see here in just a second, Return to Ravnica is still hovering just around where it was at its bottom. The bottom down here, around 152. Right now, about 181. So you really haven't seen a huge increase in overall gains of your investment if you were to have invested in Return to Ravnica, a sealed box, back in October of 2014, maybe December 2014 or January 2015. Now looking at Innistrad. Innistrad is considered to be part of the Silver Age of Magic, where if you look at this chart here, you can see, hey, Innistrad comes out December 2011. So 2 years later, you have already gone back up. Its bottom was July 2012, so about a year and a half. Return to Ravnica comes out in fall 2012, and then you see Innistrad here just kind of gradually going up. Now a sealed box of Innistrad is ridiculously expensive. If you had invested in a sealed box of Innistrad when it was at its bottom, roughly say 2 years after, so you're looking at fall of 2012, you would have seen a massive increase in the overall price from 151 to currently at about 345. If you had taken the 2-year principle of a box of Magic cards, a sealed box is at its bottom about 2 years from launch date, you're looking at fall of 2013, and you're still only at $213, give or take, of value in the box. You would have still increased in your capital about 50%. So what can these things teach us about investing in Magic? If you invest in a single card, you are at the mercy of the market. It's like investing in a single stock. It's harder to pick that card that is going to be valuable after it rotates out of standard, because it has to have a home in, say, modern or vintage or legacy. It's harder to pick that individual card. But if you were to pick a set, it is almost always guaranteed to go up in value. And if you purchase it roughly 2 years from the release date, you're going to purchase it at its bottom, and then it's going to take some time to actually gain in value. What I'm seeing is that you purchase it at its bottom roughly 2.5 years after its release. 5 years is what I'm expecting now, the time to see any kind of significant growth in a sealed set of Magic cards. And this is due to the actual overprinting that Wizards has done. We have seen growth in the Ravnica, as we see here, but not the same kind of growth that we saw in original Innistrad. It's still looking near the bottom, and that's because there's still too much supply of unopened boxes in the market. And what I'm expecting here is that you purchase at the bottom at 2 years. There's still 2 years of kind of middling to little growth of your investment, and then at about 4 to 5 years is when I'm really expecting the supply of these unopened boxes to dry up and the price to start going up again. Because Return to Ravnica was a great set. Some modern staples came out of this set. You have the Shocklands. Those are highly popular in modern, and they have a home that is going to continue to keep a price. So why isn't the set as a whole more valuable? And that's due to the supply being greater than the demand. So I hope I haven't bored everybody. But if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and come back for more, because there's going to be some more great content. I'm going to do a box opening sometime in the next couple days, get that put up for you guys, and I hope to see you guys soon. Have a great night.